Watch today in The Master of Crafts. Houses on wheels with unique properties for travel or year-round. How did Ukrainian engineers remodel a traditional American trailer? Why are these trailers becoming more and more popular in the world? Watch more on UATV about Ukrainian craftsmen who tried to create an ideal house on wheels. Domestic tourism is experiencing a global boom. According to the International Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, over the past 5 years, the number of recreational trips of citizens in a number of countries has increased by dozens of %. For instance, in Germany, the number of German tourists who stayed at night in hotels has grown from 108 million in 2012 to 136 million in 2016. In some countries, recreation costs of their citizens are about 80% of all tourist incomes in these countries. China's profit from domestic travel only in the first half of 2017 amounted to almost $343 billion, which is 10 times higher than 10 years ago. Saudi Arabia invests in domestic tourism and expects a growth of 40% by 2020. To achieve such indicators, it's necessary not only to promote national resorts, but to build their infrastructure, hotels, transport and roads. According to statistics, the lion's share of domestic travel is by land and mostly road transport. If some are traveling for only a few days, then finding a place to stay overnight is inconvenient. For such trips, special trailers were invented long ago. Ukraine is experiencing a domestic tourism boom, and enthusiasts producing such trailers saw an opportunity. We produce trailers for an active lifestyle, for convenient camping. It is known around the world as caravanning. Accordingly, it is called a trailer. Pavlo Volkov founded a workshop manufacturing trailers not only for staying overnight. From the very beginning, he set himself the task of producing a lightweight traveling home on wheels, as comfortable as possible. Modern technologies allow us to make a much more effective means of travel, as it is very small, all of 2.5 meters in length, and offers all possible interesting and necessary amenities for everyday use. Watch next. How did Ukrainian engineers renovate a house on wheels? How many days can one spend in such a trailer without feeling any discomfort? And how can such trailers give a new impetus to the development of electric transport? 200 years ago, gypsy caravans started to use houses on wheels in Europe. In the late 19th century, they inspired a Scottish doctor named William Stables to order from the carriage company a trailer called the Wanderer. He traveled on it around the UK to the full delight of the young readers of his adventure novels. Houses on wheels, which he described in his documentary book, raised the interest of many people. But as a mass industry, the production of trailers came from the US, where hundreds of businessmen were involved in their design in the 1930s. One of their most popular forms was drop-shaped. An American created the first trailer in his own garage, especially for his honeymoon. After that, he began to develop it as a commercial project, but it wasn't successful because he sold sets for subsequent self-assembly by buyers. Then his friend bought out a stake in the business and began selling them ready-made. As a result, 12,000 trailers were sold during their first exhibition in Los Angeles. Pavlo Volkov is a certified history teacher, but deep in his soul, he's a technician. He was keen on restoring retro cars, until one day he decided that he wanted a convenient trailer for traveling around the country. In Ukraine, it was difficult to find such a vehicle, and bringing it from abroad was too costly and troublesome. It was by chance that I found free time. We spent time with my friend in the garage, and then an idea to do it for myself came to my head. I just decided to make a cool trailer for picnics, and the first trailer was made for my own travels. After all, I'm also a big fanatic of traveling. Pavlo took his first house on wheels to the automobile exhibition, where he usually participated as a restorer. He promoted so successfully that he got several orders for his trailer. Put crudely, after 3 months we rented our first room and recruited staff. In the post-Soviet space were probably the first to manufacture them at the industrial level. Of course, there were people who tried to make them, but only in household garages.
Для себя, но в промышленном масштабе мы первые.
This shop has been operating for a year and a half, especially for UATV. Pavlo Volkov and his associates share the secret of how they could organize their serial production in such a short time. How it is done. Pavlo emphasizes that although he was inspired by trailers from other designers, the drawings of these ones are completely original. They produce two models. This shining drop was developed from the first prototype.
Борьба шла за каждый миллиметр.
We struggled to get very millimeter to the finest detail because it is truly down to the millimeter and there is very little space inside. So we try to make a trailer small, very light and compact. This is its main advantage over large trailers. The capacity of a tractor is limited. Accordingly, if a passenger vehicle can pull a 1,300 kg standard house, then it cannot go around the mountains in Montenegro. Pavlo just wanted to create a light, powerful trailer SUV with basic services on board. The task was complicated by standardization of trailer parameters and filling. It's like a model that is assembled in all possible ways. How can something new, innovation, be invented here? Well, Pavlo began with its body. Our trailer has not a single joint. This means that theoretically it can swim on water. The fact is that it is made of environmentally friendly and light plywood. This aircraft plywood is 38% lighter than any other analogs. Ukrainian engineers order high-quality plywood in France and mainly glue for putting together its body parts. The trailer has very powerful zinc-plated frames that are virtually unbreakable during off-road urn. But the main thing is the construction. The trailer is designed in such a way that it is assembled into one cocoon. Our trailer differs fundamentally from the European model. European producers make frames that are used for furniture, and the walls are screwed to the furniture. And we start with a constructively rigid cocoon. This cocoon is almost indestructible. This approach helped Pavlo to gradually move from the use of standard components to individual to get customer orders. The model top is covered with stainless steel. Using a cut-and-try approach and optimization, Ukrainian engineers placed all the equipment and basic services without which the New World man does not feel comfortable. The trailer is formally divided into two units, a cabin and a kitchen. It has a sink. The stainless tank contains 50 liters of water. The refrigerator has a volume of 18 to 25 liters that depends on its type. And the gas plate works from 5 to 7 liters in the gas cylinder. There are sockets and USB sockets for charging equipment. The inverter allows to connect household appliances, such as a hair dryer or an electric shaver. All lighting is LED and power-saving. The trailer has an ordinary car battery, which can be recharged with the help of solar panels on the roof. But it's not enough to use an electric plate or an air conditioner. So Pavlo came up with a different solution to cooling the cabin in hot weather. There is a double bed 1.4 meters wide and 2 meters long, with 10 centimeters foam mattress on it in the cabin. There are also two windows, curtains and mosquito nets. Hole equipped with mosquito net can provide venting. Also, there is a thermoregulation sensor that airs room automatically. Pillows are replaced with headrests. Lying on them, one can watch a built-in TV set, which can receive modern digital signals. There are shelves and hooks for clothing, and also special rubber-covered units for footwear. Pavlo says that it's possible to live 3 or 4 days in such a trailer without recharging the battery. Of course, it depends on energy consumption. The winter model has a powerful heater that works on diesel or gasoline. It is fully autonomous. It is enough. to fill a canister at the rate of 90 grams per hour, and the stove will heat at full capacity. You can set temperature sensors to a comfortable 22 to 25 degrees, and they will turn on and off automatically.
В зимнее время там минус 30 можно будет спать.
It'll be possible to sleep at 30 degrees below zero. The second model of a house on wheels is designed for extreme adventures. If the first model has a 300mm gap between bottom and ground, then the second one has 460mm. This is a real SUV with a more amplified frame that will not be scratched and is more durable. Pavlo applied a special spray.
Это 100% полимер, который наносится горячим методом.
This is a 100% polymer, which is applied by heating method at a pressure of 200 bars. Two components are warmed up to 90 degrees and mixed in the gas spray gun. The coating crystallizes in 4 seconds after it is applied at the molecular level, which means it virtually is impossible to remove it from there by any mechanical means.
На молекулярном уровне, причем его уже демонтировать оттуда практически невозможно никакими средствами механическими.
And how much does one fully equipped house on wheels weigh? According to Pavlo, similar modern trailers weigh 1,300 kilograms, or about 1.5 tons, while a Ukrainian-made trailer with all its features and functions is almost 2.5 times lighter. In running order, it weighs 500 kilograms. Half a ton is easier than for the smallest modern cars. Therefore, it is possible to go uphill and on a dirt road, and it will not get stuck. Such a fantastic result is achieved by manual labor in serial production. Each specialist performs a special task which is impossible for a large automobile factory or even in a personal garage.
Мы тратим где-то в районе 3 месяцев на подготовку одного человека для того, чтобы...
It takes about 3 months to train one person in assembling our trailers, and this entails, of course, material damages and time that we invested. That's why we highly appreciate our specialists. None of our employees have quit over the time that our company has existed. Pavlo remembers how one electrician he hired through advertising helped him with the task of serial production of wiring for trailers. Sometimes they hire outsiders. There were even people who wanted to quit their jobs to be engaged in manual labor in our company. If a person is ready to take this step, I will gladly accept this and fulfill their desire. From early 2018, our workshop produces 10 trailers a month. According to Pavlo's calculations, 90% of the assembly takes place here. Despite the small volume of serial production, Ukrainian house on wheels have reached even New Zealand. There are 2 of them. Watching the boom of domestic tourism in the Scandinavian countries, Pavlo has started developing an integrated winter model. In addition, one of the European electric car makers made a tempting offer of cooperation to the Ukrainian company. For people who like traveling that depend on their outlet, we want to offer the option of staying mobile with our trailer in their travels at a relatively affordable price. An additional battery for electric cars is mounted in the trailer. Accordingly, it increases its capabilities. Cooperation with a large company will help Pavlo Volkov significantly expand and accelerate production. He hopes to achieve this without compromise and with maintaining manual work to avoid mass production of his unique trailers. Will Ukrainian engineers succeed? So far, they have been successful, even in trivial matters. We went out to nature to film our house on wheels, and a stork joined us. It lived with us for 2 days and ate all our grilled meat and bacon. This gave us inspiration to place its image on our logo.